Good morning. Welcome back to Tavern Talk Sunday. I think we're closing in on the end here. I believe I checked. We have 4 quests left. 3 are currently on the board. So not sure how long those take. So I'm hoping that I can fit them into 2 streams. That way I don't have like one just for a short stream. That's my fear. But alright, let's get started. We were at Act 3, The Twilight Flood. Was it chapter 22, right? Yeah. I think that's what that says. 22, right? 10, 10, 2. Yeah. Twilight Xenia's 32nd of the astral moon. Good morning, slept well? That greeting ain't gonna do, Innkeep. Give me your best lines. I'll hear them all today. Top of the morning to you, adventurers. Go on. Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers? Mm-hmm. Sweetwater and good berries, friends? All right, enough. You seem to be in high spirits. Not often you get the chance to work on the project of a lifetime. I'm glad you're so passionate about this. Hope you didn't give Lynn too hard of a time convincing you. Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been hard to stop her from going on the quest. Was just tough to find her. Didn't take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer. I'm not, usually. I can be persuaded, though, with the right soup and company. I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful? Not at all. I was thwarted by the shadow of night. Dearest Ray promised we should endeavor to make shortbread another day when the sun is high in the sky. And the stores are open. I'll need to make that sword first, though. Did Carolyn update you on what's at stake? Sure did. Those sigils of alcoholic zest won't know what hit them when they see my newly forged weapon. It's sigils of Elkahest. Gesundheit. So I assume you've worked out a game plan. More or less. Not like we've got a lot of info in that quest of yours. I'm sorry. Aye, you worked with what you had. We'll manage. Though the ever-burning flame of Leviathan sounds more like a myth than something real. Sounds exactly like something you'd need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world. Ha! Still, are you sure you're okay with reforging your sword for this care? Yes, it's the right thing to do. That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of an heirloom. It's fine. It's just, I wonder if I'll feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at the sword afterwards. Eventually, everything she gazed at in life will be gone. Don't you think she'd like looking at the sword of Carolyn the hero? That has quite a wonderful ring to it. I didn't know your grandma, but reforging that sword with Dragonfire to save the world? I think she would have been mighty proud of you. And I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone's swung this side of the Aether Tree. You have a competition to win after all. Exactly. I've been thinking all night about what techniques to use. The design ain't exactly final, but I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough. Ray, are you doing okay? You never heard of giving someone time to think? You seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself. This can't just be some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hitting, quenching, tapering, and the 5 Verican heat treatment techniques. And the 5... Wait! That could actually work! I'm surprised you still remember those. Certainly, you were very passionate about the method. I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Ray. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands. You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest? Right. Since we don't really know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses of the, magical sort. As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so... Let's hope Baya is up for helping us with her tree travel thing. Seems like you got your bases covered. You as the main fighter, Ray as the craftsmaster, Hex and Baya as magical support, and Kyle as... I'm afraid I won't be able to fill a role this time, Innkeeper. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurting alone, or worse. It struck me with torment strong enough to make even this undead heart bleed with worry. No matter what transpired between us, all I craved was to know her safe. But to allow my dear friends to march into danger alone was no less distressing. He was almost inconsolable the entire evening. I didn't want to choose one side, only to lose the other forever. That's when I slammed my empty bowl of soup down on the table between us. We weren't going to go off and die just because he took his eyes off us for a few days. And yet that very fate had struck me several times in the past. I said, well, 2-aught be damned if you never get to see me, Master Weapon. Doesn't matter if I have to chew my way through that shit tree myself. I don't know if that's what to say shit, but... Heard the dead have a taste for bark anyways. It was as if those words washed away most of the anguish that was ailing my soul. Surely it was time to believe in the future. Oh, Ray's face is so red. And to reconcile with a past I left behind, all for my most cherished people. As long as I didn't forget along the way. But we found a workaround for that. Flashcards. I just need to pull them out and be greeted by the wonderful cards prepared for me by Ray and Carolyn. Even though they may be far from me. That sounds great, Kyle. There's one about you as well. I'm honored. Seems like you thought of everything then. Hopefully. Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated nonetheless. Anything particular in mind? Some fire resistance seems like it'd come in pretty handy. That does sound reasonable. We could focus on agility if we're already going that direction. Don't think we want to take whatever traps we run into head on. And some strength as well, for anything we can't avoid. That and the fire resistance should definitely help with forging the weapon as well. Though, that ghost berry I brought you yesterday. I wouldn't mind some invisibility either. It might give us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenges we end up facing. Concentrating on intelligence to take full advantage of that sounds like a good option too. Hex would like that. I bet. Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going right or horribly wrong. If things go south, we'll need the charm to talk our way out of anything. In this way, dear Evelyn will be stunned by my most captivating entrance. Sounds decent. Some intelligence could also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned. And my design, I guess. Alright, Innkeep. You look like you're busting to help us out with this decision. Is it going to be dexterity with some strength as backup and fire resistance? Or should we approach this with intelligence, a small dose of charisma in case things go really wrong? And some handy invisibility. Well, if you're asking me... Okay, so which one should we go with? Okay, so... this one... So we could do the Last Whisper, which I haven't done yet. I've been wanting to do one of those. Or what do we got for... Or we could do a Peak Sunrise. I kind of want to do this one because I haven't done it yet. And then that one would have, nope, this in it. And then we'll need two of these because it's got a negative to it. There we go. There's a lot of unknown factors here. And talking things out can only work if the other party can talk. Plus, that fire resistance seems crucial. That was a mighty fine drink. I feel like I could forge the weapon in one of Leviathan's volcanoes. And I feel a bit calmer knowing I can rely on my strength if it comes down to it. And with that, we're off to the Highlands. Me and Kyle are going to go grab Hex. Before I let him go check on his ex-wife. You go get Baya? Sure. Good. Alright, that's it, Innkeep. One last line for good luck. Or one last line for good luck? Make it count. Mind the creaky step on your way out. Heh, fair. Fare thee well, dear innkeeper. Kinda weird, isn't it? What is? There's going to be a battle for the fate of the world. But Elfie ain't even here to worry themselves stupid about it. They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all this getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys heading to the Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for him. I will. Good. Suppose it's time for me to head out as well. Stay safe, Lynn. Always, innkeeper. Innkeeper, we have returned. I can see that, Tia. I was awaiting you. I'm surprised to see you here, Jade. Yeah, well, Miss Holier-than-Thou dragged me along. Some shit about finally doing my part. I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Aniko. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help. And I remember asking how much you'd pay, and you said nothing, so I said no thanks. And yet you didn't resist coming along. Do you have a better job lined up, Jade? Not yet. Aniko and I are eyeing something, but I guess I've got some time to kill. Perhaps Aniko can cause chaos on their own then. Unfair. I have to work while they get to have all the fun. Well, excuse me if saving the world has priority over your fun. You're excused. I assume you have written us a quest, Innkeeper? I have. Take a look. Excellent work. I knew we could count on you. Let me have a look at that. We just have to catch the guy at the portal. Seems simple enough. We could even set up an ambush. Or be sneaky if he's already there. You can sneak, big guy? I can do a lot of things. A few years back, I spent time with some lithic panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. It seems a bit rude, you know? No, I don't. But I think this situation calls for a little rudeness. Agreed, it does. And for a little more manpower. I think we're better off without a Nico's Chaos, but there are plenty of other people available. Hex suggested taking Voy along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm, should our quest lead into it. Apparently he has family there, though I hope we don't need to disturb them. Anyone else? We considered a whole lot more, but Scully and Grace made a good point. They said not everyone is battle-tested, and that it'd be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. They also said we should look into more backup plans, for the backup plan. I think they just want an excuse to do some research, and to stay away from the bloodshed. Can't blame them. Melly really wanted to come too, but Dave said no. Is he coming himself? Of course. Made these two ask him before we got here. We need good fighters, and Kid's got some talent. I hope he said goodbye properly this time. Carolyn made sure he did. Never saw a more terrifying death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive. It was. So are you finished with your questions? Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple of weeks. Sure, so listen up. We made it to the Twilight Portal by the Moon Pools. Or we make it to the Twilight Portal by the Moon Pools, and we stop our big bad evil jerk from going through. If we fail that, or if he's faster than us, we chase him through the Twilight Chasm and into Ur. And we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well, we stop him at all costs. Sounds like a good plan. While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me? Of course. Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in this world, can we count on your help again? Yes. What do you need? Easy, we just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal. And we should be the first to attack him, all while dodging his counterattacks. Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. You're wrong. It's foolish to think that his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us. Don't be stupid. If we're fast enough, he won't even get a chance to hurt us. I'd like you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood. Okay, maybe we need both? It's just the balance that counts. We could focus on a whole lot of defense, but keep some dexterity in our back pocket. And maybe some of those fast infusion thingies could make up the difference. I could hasten you with some golden feathers or saber fangs. Great. Alternatively, you could give us a lot of dexterity instead, with just a little bit of defense on top. And to make sure we don't get hurt, you could give us some of that frost armor Scully says he wants to try out someday. Sure thing, I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that. I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so could you help us out? Of course. I know just what to do. Do I know just what to do? I think this one is the one we want. So let's see what we got here. So that one has more than it calls for. I wonder if it'd be okay if it's more than what it calls for. Otherwise, I don't think I have one that's just... Oh, this one, I guess. This one would want this in it. So what is this? Wait. Because it's the wrong stuff, though. Okay, so that's not going to be what I want. I guess we could do this one. And see if it's okay that it has more of this than what we were looking for. Alright, defense should be your #1 priority. But I think haste makes for a good backup plan. You could never have enough of those. See, I was right, as usual. You chose the right focus, Innkeeper. Ugh, at least we'll be fast so I don't have to listen to you gloat much longer. Let's get this over with. Alright, Clay, let's go. Clay? Are you okay? No, I don't think so. Aren't you scared? Of what? All of this, the fate of the world, is a very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt, and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others, and the world, and the ferrets? Clay, stop. Please, for a moment. Just stop. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told I'm meant to save people, and if I can't, what's the point of me, you know? You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical savior. You're my friend. And you're mine, and I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person, despite all the weight on my shoulders. I wish you would do the same for yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other and our friends, and the world, and all the ferrets. And the innkeeper, while we're at it, thank you. I appreciate being included. You're enough, Clay. And you don't have to worry that you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you. I wouldn't dream of it. Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need. Can we still hold hands on the way there, so it's a little less scary? Of course. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation, mine will help me find you too. You'd just get lost looking. Maybe I'd have to ask Jade for help. I'd do that for you. Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend. Oh! So are you! Alright then, best bud. Let's do this together. Best of luck. We won't need it. You must have made them some really good drinks, innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined. I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm surprised you're not accompanying Hex to see the ever-burning flame. She didn't want to stop studying the magic spells. She thinks they might help us solve all this. I think what might help me right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully, despite all this mess. Give me a moment. Alright, so 3 brains. Let's do a sparkling nebula. Oh, one more. Order up. A delicious thought detangler, just for you. I don't think I've ever tasted detangler as delicious as this. You've tasted detangler? Melly, would you like a drink as well? No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today. I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm going to eat the sun. On to another topic then. I heard you formed a research team. We did. Obviously, Grace and I are the leaders, but we also recruited Scully and Archie. And Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we work. What a great excuse to help. She insists we don't call it helping. Of course she does. Rufus is helping us too. His wool is so soft, it calms everyone down. I wish Dave would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy. But he promised he'd be back soon, so... And he'd better keep that promise. What are you looking into anyway? Melly mentioned spells. Are those the ones Hex found in the tower? Yes, those ones exactly. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but... as soon as he figured out what they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them are rudimentary, all things we already have in our spellbooks. But 2 stuck out to me. Care to educate me? Which one do you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding? Ooh, soul binding. Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all the protective runes, he was pretty disappointed. A riddle, locked glass case, and protective runes. Seems like someone didn't want it to be used. I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of people's bodies and binding them to objects. Completely volatile magic. And dangerous. I assume. It's been a little hard to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it may have, so I can convince Hex not to use it whenever he's slightly inconvenienced. Sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll? The other scroll? One of the scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now I fancy myself quite equipped at conjuration magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked the scroll up because he assumed the gold runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him. More special than a soul-binding scroll? No, but still special enough. I think if cast correctly, it could get you anywhere in Asteria with incredible accuracy. Even to protected places and other planes, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. It requires more mana than people usually have in their body. So you think it'd kill its caster? Almost certainly so. It still has a lot of promise. Maybe I could modify it. Best of luck. Thank you. Hex also brought back a lot of the wizard's personal notes. Diaries and such, retellings of his exploits, of his hopes, dreams, and fears. When I have some more time, I think I'll be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I could even put a little exhibition together, if Boy and Aniko let me borrow some of those magic items. I doubt they'd dare refuse you. I'd hope not. I want some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first we need to finish this research. Just cause we need to figure out what to do if... It's just nice to have something to do is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Scully's Everbloom stories. He's trying to figure out whether we can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat. Maybe you can duct tape them back together? I don't think so. With Archie's help, I've also made this whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Specifically, I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay said he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I think that might be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or they're zombie flowers, or he wants to destroy all the flowers. I need to figure out what his motive is. Because if we can figure out his motive, we can figure out who he is, and then we can figure out his weaknesses. Not that we'll need them, because Dave and the others will. What did he say? Kick his abs. But looking into it makes me... calmer? Yes. They'll be alright. Right, Innkeeper? The zombies aren't going to eat them like they ate my parents. They won't. They'll all protect each other. He'll come back for you. I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents. I wish they were here to hold my hand. What were they like? Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I loved them so much. I know I can't replace your parents, but if it's okay, I'll hold your hand until Dave, Carolyn, Fable come back. That'd be nice. I feel a lot safer with them around, you know? Like I'm home again. You are home. I think so too. But enough dramatic backstory, I'm turning into Dave. Just less repressed and gay for Fable. Maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on the research tomorrow, Innkeeper, but first, we're going to go get a lot of ice cream. Exactly. Una promised she'd make some. Save some for me. We'll try. He's back. Hello there. It's been a while since you last showed up. I thought something might have happened to you. I love Quincy. A lot of things have happened. Not all of them good. which also means not all of them were bad either. I did end up finding those golden loon feathers quickly with a little help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need. That sounds just like you. How are things with you, though? You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I've seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you? What is there to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo. Like dancing on the edge of a blade. One wrong move and it's over. Something like that. Would it help if I asked you for a drink? Maybe. You know what always helps me when I'm feeling down? What? A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here, after all I've heard, you might need it more than me. Thank you, that's very kind of you. Now, go on, make me a drink. This one or another one, whatever you'd like. Well, of course I'm going to make the new one, Quincy. You're silly. It's got a lot going on, doesn't it? Okay. So we need to put something in it, I would imagine. Let's see. No, not that. Not that. That one could work. Oh wait, yeah. That could work too. No. 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 Let's go with this. This way, and one down this way, and there's hot chocolate. Order up. Couldn't wait to try it out right away. Well, you replicated it perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. Want a sip yourself? You look like you need it. Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the currents of these times. It most certainly is. Thank you, Innkeep. Of course. So, how are you? I'm losing my mind. Understandable. It feels like an underreaction. It feels like there are a million different emotions whirling around in my head, almost none of them good. And if they are good, my worries twist them into something horrifying. That doesn't seem fair. I don't know if emotions can be fair or unfair. Either way, it's good to feel things. Reminds you you're alive. I'd like to feel a little less... Oh, I guess that was the end of the sentence. We all say that until we suddenly do, but then we wish we weren't so empty. Isn't it good to care again? To have people you want to be well? Maybe. I didn't think I'd care again. I didn't want to, but it just happened? Yes, just like that, without my consent, I might add. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can see how that's a scary feeling. So many things are on the line now, perhaps more than you bargained for. It was easier when I just looked away. Would you rather look away than help your patrons, your friends? No. But now I have to face the fear of losing them. Funny. Funny? Didn't you swear to me you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose? Sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others, I guess. I'll keep my "I told you so" to myself. I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle, and there's no way out that doesn't tear me apart. Would it help you to know we've all felt like that at some point in our lives? Not really, no. Then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at the price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. You can't lose something without having loved it. And so you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. Those are the moments that matter, the moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of that cursed circle anytime. Do I? Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself because you think it's what you deserve. I forgot how good you are at giving advice. Makes me a bit envious. You'll get there eventually. I hope so. Thanks for checking in. I think I needed that. Of course, please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness. I'll try to remember that. You better. Now, I heard that the night market is close by, and I really don't want to waste this opportunity, so don't let me hold you back. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe out there. Why don't I get a catchphrase? Oh well, guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium. Oh, who's this? Oh, with the flowers. Hello? Greetings, traveler. Is this the guy they're looking for, right? Nice armor. Is it new? No. Does it seem familiar? The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? You know, I imagine this place differently. It's nice. Thank you. But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you? I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider moving soon. It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually the past will catch up to you. I figured. What brings you here really, Kazar? You know, this and that. I paid Morrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year. What for? Sightseeing, trespassing. You broke in? I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude. So you did break in? Obviously, as a last resort. There was something I needed more than manners. I expected she wouldn't give me her precious relic freely. So you killed her? I would have, but no, the rat escaped. In the blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always considered that to be a vampire's most annoying skill. But at least I got what I wanted. And what would that be? Curious as ever, aren't you? That's why I made it my job. What, being nosy? Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk. You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets? I don't manipulate. I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Khazar Duskbringer, would want? Just a little blood, ingredients for the execution of a grand design. Grand design? We were never ones to make plans. Speak for yourself. Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same. I had to make sure you'd recognize me after all. How could I ever forget you? It seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on. It wasn't. Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern. Ugh, rude. Is that why you're here? To throw your accusations around? I'm assuming this is an X. No, I guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's coming to an end. Is this who sent us the letter? Must be. And I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So how are you doing, friend? I'm worried the world we know will end. That doesn't worry me a bit. It can only go up from here. For you. How are you doing? Do you even want to know? It's my job, and my tavern is open to everyone. Your protective spells beg to differ. They let you through, didn't they? So how about a drink, and then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest. Sure, let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you. Of course I do. Oh, what are we making then? Oh. Oh, let's see then. So 1,000 winds. Probably a sunny breeze. Oh, or a spoken heart. Let's do a spoken heart. This is not it? Why? What's wrong? Okay. Why does Andu look so scared? Andu does not like him. How about this? Sweet and chatty. Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day. Did you think I'd forget? Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people. Ouch. It seems like people are right about one thing, though. That would be... Your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction. Alter their destiny. I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors. Will you support my endeavor? As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern. How noble. How awfully morally gray. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed. I like it that way. Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom. All because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do. I help. You help, sure. You always like to help. When it was most convenient for you, when it got people to love you. I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them. I didn't forget them. Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? He's got some shifty eyes. How dare she leave me with nothing but the stars staring at them alone? Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how by the dragons and their false light is all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom. This. There's still blood on your hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up, that I'm not like you. That it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands. They're gone. Not for much longer. Soon the star rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow. A new horizon, unhaunted by still ghosts. Khazar. Innkeeper. Why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed. The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless, and some decisions aren't easy. Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia. An ambitious task. I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity. Or scared of the consequences. But no, instead I chose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up. I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take. Everyone was dead. I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side, to never be alone again? We did. Didn't they deserve the same? They did. Then why are you here and they aren't? I don't know. Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little. That's not true. Do you still ponder about the meaning of life, watching the stars? No, there aren't any anymore. It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in the trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain? Like that. So naive. So stupid. It meant everything to me. Don't lie to me. I've seen through the charade. Charade. Feels like he would have said charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at your feet, a declaration of your failure, an elegy to your cowardice, and a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it? They're alive. They can be saved. They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is for how much longer, and if the time comes, will you run again? No. But you sent them to their deaths, did you not? I sent them to stop you. I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on, it's time to go home. Nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Care to explain? I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone. But I need her back now. You know I value my privacy. And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you for collecting so much information for me. You don't have to do this. I don't, but I will. Anyway, I got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation. The offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past. I can't. My place is here. What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit. I've moved on. You should try it sometime. Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend. Or not. Alright, so we've got the Chapter 23, The Wheel of Fortune, 34th of the Astral Moon. Good morning, Innkeeper. Good morning, how's your research going? Well, we did a lot of it. That sounds good. Yes. I can smell the breakthrough right around the corner. Are you writing that down, Archie? What? No, of course not. No notes are being taken here. None. Archie, I told you already. I might be the best detective in Pessoa, and this might be the meeting of a lifetime, but the investigation has to come first. How are you going to have time to write a book about my detective career if the world ends in a few days? I mean, it won't, obviously. Because our friends are super strong and awesome, and we're super smart and awesome. But we should still focus on backing them up. I'm sorry, seems I can't help but gather material even now. You're a very impressive detective, and I fear what will happen if I stop thinking about my books. Is this what I think it is? Detective Melina? I'm afraid it is. Excuse me? It's a severe case of the nerves. Quick, Innkeeper, we need a remedy. Only your most revitalizing drink will do. Does the patient agree with their prescription? Really, it's not that serious. Thank you. Perhaps a cure that'll boost my toughness is just what I need. On it, Patient Zero. Oh, there's not very many that have that. There are still 3 drinks down here. I thought that was my last drink. Let's give him a Frosted Lagoon. I haven't made one of those in a while, I feel like. Frosted Lagoon order up. May this drink not be one of your tougher challenges. This is excellent. I could write a novella about the superb taste alone. I really appreciate the effort to cheer me up. I suppose I've been worrying more than I realized. How can I repay? Rishmay. You shouldn't just bear your worries silently. I would accept an update on your research as compensation. Certainly, we are happy to oblige. I thought my knowledge of tales and myths could serve as well as identifying another weapon to slay evil. So I questioned as many scholars and turned as many pages as I could. That sounds exciting. It might have been if I had managed to find even a hint of anything useful. Excalibur is nothing but a legend. The Lance of Lauganus might be real, but it proved impossible to trace its location. And don't even get me started in the history of the sword Balmer. My research ended in a total failure. Don't say that. We wouldn't know that there aren't any other weapons if you hadn't looked. It just means we have to move our research focus to something else now. Like my investigation. Oh? Like I mentioned the other day, I really wanted to look into who this weird bad guy really is. With a plan like his, he can't just be some random nobody. His plan does have a certain je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi? It's just so mustache-twirling malicious. I bet he has a mustache. In any case, he must have left some traces that we can follow. And if we can figure out his real identity, we'll know his mortal weakness. Like an old wound? Exactly. Someone who wears that much armor must have something underneath. So we'll just have to wait until he takes it off. Once he takes a bath, we should... Actually, I don't think this is a good idea after all. Still, Carolyn always says, the more you know about your opponent, the easier the victory. But this guy is like a ghost. No one had seen hide nor hair of him before all of this started. And here I thought armor like that would have made him super recognizable, with the flowers and all. I did look up what some of them mean, the ones Clay was able to identify. There are petunias and marigolds, which symbolize resentment, anger, grief, and mourning. So that told me absolutely nothing, besides that he's a bad guy with some big feelings about the world. Duh. Then I got an idea. What about other well-known necromancers? Maybe we have a repeat offender on our hands. No one really seemed to fit, though. I was really close to ripping my fur out. But then I remembered all that stuff about the sigils. There actually was a necromancer that died when the portals opened. So I dug that file out of my pile, and yes! If the creation of the portals broke a sigil, then that can't just be a coincidence. Therefore, this necromancer from back then must have faked their death and rebranded themselves as the mustache-twirling, green-armored bad guy that we're facing now. Shouldn't you be doing the pointing thing now? I'm just not feeling it, Innkeeper. I know it doesn't add up, okay? I'm sorry, Archie. This isn't the revelation of truth that it should be. When you write your book, the detective should definitely be pointing at something. Pointing! Yes, I'll write that down. Good. Curse word. Maybe shit? I don't know. I can't believe we couldn't find anything. Who taught you that word, Melly? Wouldn't you like to know? Oh well. What are you planning on doing now? I wonder why I don't tell them. What's the purpose? We need a new perspective. Maybe there's something we haven't considered yet. That's why we brought some of our research materials with us. Wouldn't a library be better for this? Well, maybe, but there wouldn't be enough space to set up our conspiracy board. You brought the board here? Yup. Thanks for letting us set Up here, okay? I'll be in the back. Bye! Why am I so slow? That's weird. I hope it's okay for us to take up some of your space. It's fine, Archie. You can go ahead. Much appreciated, innkeeper. Well, don't you look chipper. It's good to see you too, Una. You can spare me the pleasantries. Long day? Nah, I was just never really into all this research mumbo-jumbo. I was surprised when I heard you volunteered for the research group. Ha, your info-gathering game is getting weak, Innkeep. I just chose the activity that's the least hassle. Too much exercise isn't good for the retirement spirit. But I don't need to tell you that, do I? Before you get another word out of me, though, I'll need something to get my energy back. The whole frantic research atmosphere really tired me out. Something to bring your strength back. Got it. Alright, strength, you say? Ah, a cursed coffee. Well, I'm gonna need something to put in here, actually. Hold on, let's see. Stump this out. Let's see, nope, that's not it. Nope. That'll help. Because I'll put one up there. I need two this way. And the rest. Oh, come on. Come on, 4. There we go. Border up. Here, for all that heavy-duty crocheting you're doing. I feel like I could crochet gloves for an entire army with this. You got some more adventurers stashed away in those back rooms of yours? Just some more frantic researchers, I'm afraid. So, what else have you been up to? Just making sure Grace and Scully don't work themselves into an early grave for the most part. Any news on that front? Are you in the mood to be underwhelmed? Listening to what my patrons want to share, whether good or bad, is a key part of my job. Spoken like a good little innkeep. As for their research, not many surprises there, to be honest. The damage that breaking the sigils did is pretty much irreversible, as expected. The teleportation spell Grace is looking into is also not getting any less dangerous. Ugh. I don't know why that sentence was so much of trouble for me. Even with all the modifications she's making, there's still a good chance of it backfiring. And by good chance, I mean like 70%. What kind of backfiring are we talking about? Like killing you? Like killing you instantly. Exactly. Oh. How are Scully and Grace feeling about everything? They're taking it in stride. Or they're just too stubborn to give up. I'm not sure. That sounds like them. What about you? Me? All of this must be pretty disheartening. I mean, not really. These kinds of doomsday scenarios just lose their impact after a while in this business. I've lived my life. I've made my choices. Now I'm just doing what I want either way. If the end of days comes knocking and I'm on my porch crocheting and drinking, I'll have no regrets. But you're not on your porch. You're here, looking after the people trying to avert the doomsday scenario. I can't believe I had to hear that from you. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I could offer you another drink to wash it down. No thanks. Unfortunately, you've got a point. I guess I got swept up in all of this. A little. Sure is weird. What is? Caring. Not like I need to elaborate, preaching to the choir and all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Ha! Sure, whatever. Let me just ask you this. As you are, will you have no regrets when all of this is over? You couldn't just let me have the last word, huh? No way in error. I'll leave you to contemplate that, I guess. Are Melly and Archie here? In the back. I'll go see if the youngins need some company. Oh, quite the gathering of friends. Greetings! I mean, good mythical afternoon, adventurers. Good afternoon, innkeeper. Does this afternoon seem mythical to you? It seems wet. Sorry about that. We didn't have much time to dry off before coming in here. The floorboards should be able to endure. It's just this once. It's okay if you want to leave now, Bio. We all made it back safe. Okay. But please keep the blankets. I could make some soup? We should be good for now. Thanks, Baya. Where are you headed, Baya? The swamp. I want to talk to my friends. I see. Goodbye. Let a tree know if you need any more help. I will come. Stay safe, Baya. Spit it out already. You've been chewing on this ever since we escaped from that mountain. It's just, I feel bad, alright? So... that doesn't sound too good. Isn't that pretty obvious? Right. More importantly, have the others come back yet, Innkeep? They haven't. It's a waiting game then. Great, my favorite. Alright, Innkeep, this is where you come in with a drink. I'm going to explode if we keep brooding like this. We're not that rogue fellow. And which of my drinks would be of aid? Not sure what could help soften the outcome of our quest, but maybe protection from disappointment. That might do. Certainly. Alright, what are we putting into this one? And still tonic go! I hope your disappointment will be just a distant memory after this drink. Thanks, this takes the edge off. Didn't realize my shoulders were so tense this entire time. Can I offer you two a drink as well? I'm fine for now. Count me in, innkeeper. I don't really want to think about it, but perhaps understanding where we failed wouldn't be a bad idea. I'll see what I can do. Guess we'll do a silent owl. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, we'll need that thing in there. Okay, this one should do. So I just need one more of those. 2 of these. And 1 of this. Oh, not that. That was the wrong one. Just kidding. This one. There we go. Silent Owl. This might just be what you're looking for to understand the meaning of everything. 42! What? Weird, I don't know where that came from. But this is good. My synapses are firing at the speed of light. Here's my conclusion. We might be really, I'm going to assume that is effed. Was it that bad? We don't even know the half of it, or you don't even know the half of it. Wait, this just can't be it, right? Grace and the others should have figured something else out by now. You probably already have some quests in store for us for plans C, D, and X? I'm sorry, Hex. Archie and Melly couldn't find any new leads. And Grace and Scully are still at it, but from what I've heard, they haven't found much either. That's... Come on, Innkeeper, stop joking around. I don't think this is very funny. Neither do I. Then what are we even doing here? What? If the Innkeeper doesn't have any requests for us, why are we wasting time here? If you haven't noticed, the world might be ending soon. We failed to create the world-saving weapon. And now we're here to what? Have a nice chat? Oi, you're mighty close to overstepping there, wizard. Well, maybe someone needs to say it instead of just lazing around. Hex. Sit your arse down. This is no time to lose your cool. We aren't just here to chat. Information about the group that went to the Twilight Chasm will reach this inn first. At this point, we need to know their fate. It would be foolish to go running around without a plan. So, are we cool? I'm sorry. Not exactly a good look for a wizard to lose his head, is it? As long as you realize that yourself. While we wait for the others, I guess it's time for another story, Innkeep. I'm looking forward to getting some context. Right. After our chat the other day, Kyle and I went to pick up Hex. We said goodbye to Kyle. He cried. Then he left for Morrow Castle. Soon after, Care and Baya picked us up. They just stepped out of a tree right next to us. Baya was pretty excited to take us to the Highlands. Apparently, she's pen pals with the Yeti, and she's never gotten the opportunity to visit. And then whoosh. Whoosh? Yeah. 1 minute we're surrounded by nice and lush woods, and then the next, vast mountains. Snow. A lot of snow. You guys suck at descriptions. Our journey to the Highlands was so fast, it's barely noteworthy. It was impressive. I mean, sure, evocation is obviously the superior school of magic, but I suppose such a feat of conjuration was pretty cool, even though nothing blew up. And then you had to keep blabbing at Baya about it until we reached the village. Well, Grace would have killed me if I didn't ask for details. While the view was great, we were pretty disoriented. Even when we found the village Clay told us about, no one could point us towards the temple. Kara looked like she was getting ready to throw people around if they continued saying they couldn't help us. It was clear that no one there knew anything. Even though we still had no idea where to go, we left the village. That's when Baya let out this gut-wrenching scream. It sounded kind of like this. Thanks. I really appreciate you replicating that scream. But why? Hey, you guys insisted I stay to tell the tale. Did someone die? Oh, hi, Linny. Good to see you, Melly. No one died. Hex just got a little too excited. Whoopsies. I see. Well, make sure not to scream like that anymore. Or no one will know when you really need a detective on the scene. After all, you don't want to be the next boy who cried detective. I'll keep that in mind. I'll go back to the board then. Oh, hey guys. I didn't know I had any visitors. Thought I was talking to myself over here. And I will hydrate. I have plenty of water. Thank you. So, Baya let out a scream. We had no idea why she did, but before she could explain, we heard some loud footsteps approaching. It was hard to see with the heavy snowfall, but a huge silhouette was making its way towards us. Kara almost tore into it as soon as it was close. But before we knew it, Baya rushed forward. I almost attacked Baya's pen pal. You actually met the abominable Yeti? Oh, I almost said snowman. Really nice fellow. Also, pretty good directions. They pointed us towards the temple. And there it was. Lo and behold, the Temple of Ur, where the flame of Leviathan is kept. Sounds blasphemous. The trek up there was brutal. It was so much walking, I thought my feet were going to fall off. It wasn't so bad really. The winding path looked nice with all that sparkling snow. That's easy for you to say. You just vaulted right over all that rubble. Guess we did get to the gate eventually. It was closed, of course. A gigantic wet slab of stone in weathered condition. If there's one thing I know about this sort of thing, it's that gates like this one are super inconvenient. Sure, they're pretty good for defense. But what are you going to do if you want to pick up a package and it slams shut behind you? You hide a key under the doormat, of course. Right. And since I'm such an amazing wizard, I found the doormat really quickly. What he meant to say is that he stumbled upon a mechanism by chance. And then destroyed it. It worked out fine in the end, didn't it? I totally knew that destroying it would open the gate. And it was already half broken anyway. The welcoming committee was great. I love having spells flung at me without warning. Not ideal, I'll admit, but your fire resistance and that dexterity really came in handy. And Carolyn handled anyone that got too close to us without issue. The priests were unexpectedly tough. They wore these white gems all over their bodies that proved to be extremely hard to break. Absolutely dripping, if you know what I mean. You spent too much time with Nico. In any case, I usually prefer a less deadly atmosphere for forging my weapons. Everything would have to happen very quickly once we got to the flame. I just have to trust my preparations were enough. At least it was pretty obvious where we needed to go, the altar towering above everything else. My poor feet, that last sprint up there was their death sentence. And then I saw the altar. What did you see? That's the thing. We saw nothing. Nothing. No great flame of Leviathan. Just a devastated altar. And an empty basin where the flame should have rested. We were so foolish. The clues were already there when we were approaching the temple. All the rubble, the poor state of the building. The flame was extinguished during the flood, long before we ever set foot in the Highlands. I should have known that an eternal flame was too good to be true. It was all such a waste of time. You can imagine our shock at what we saw, Innkeeper. The realization slowly began to settle in. There would be no way of forging that weapon. Nothing to wield against the necromancer. Up there at the altar, everything was so quiet. The priest hadn't reached us yet. There was just the sound of the wind, and the crushing disappointment we were all feeling. And then the whole temple started shaking suddenly. Seems like the impact of the flood wasn't the only thing we didn't notice. The place has a guardian. I never imagined I'd ever get the honor of seeing one again. Not after... Turns out the whole time we hadn't been walking on a stone path, but on the body of a... weaver? I guess? Its snake body unwound from around the temple, while its wings lifted it into the air. It looked majestic. The sun reflected off its pure white scales that shimmered iridescent in the light. When its gigantic head was level with the altar, we could see the enormous gem embedded between its eyes. It shone in every color imaginable. What I wouldn't have given to work with an opal of such fine quality. It's good to hear you guys had a mythical moment there. But I, for one, was worried about the overgrown snake with wings. The thing reared back and then bit off the altar tower. It would have been really cool if it hadn't also carried us up into the air. It was pretty clear what its goal was. Never been so thankful for taking a wizard along. Though that feathery descent spell could have come in a bit earlier than like 5 feet before hitting the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Chanting while falling at terminal velocity is kind of hard. I'm glad you weren't transformed into pancakes. We landed somewhere the Weaver, I don't know how that's pronounced, must have been rested before. There was no snow, so we urged Baya to work her magic and create a tall tree enough for us to step through. That would take some time, though. I also noticed a bunch of loose gems around the place we landed. Very similar to those worn by the priests, and definitely related to the Guiver. Though the fact that they were just laying around in piles was curious. That was Guiver poop, wasn't it? Most likely. I wasn't complaining. I'd never seen such durable opals. While Ray was busy gathering those gems, the rest of us were keeping an eye out in case the Guiver struck again. We didn't have to wait long. I don't know what we would have done without Baya. Her vines covered us like a dome and deflected the blow just barely. I knew they wouldn't endure another attack, so I readied my blade. No matter how reluctant I was to attack another guardian. Due to the previous attack, we could see a bit of the outside through the gaps in the dome. We only saw the white of the snowy landscape, but then suddenly, the bright yellow of one of the Guiver's eyes. Hesitation would have meant death. Just as it was about to pull back for another bite, Carolyn struck it right in the eye. Just in time, we pulled through the trees with us and escaped. We stopped by Baya's and then headed over here. So that's that. Never had such a depressing walk back to the tavern. Oh, quit your yapping. You were going on and on about this all the way over here, too. That's easy for you to say. After all, you got those gems. Great for your stupid competition. Some of us were a bit put off by the quest failing. Why don't you just come out and say what your problem is? My problem is that you're acting like everything's fine. Oh my. Did it stop? Seems like it. Is everyone okay? More or less. Yeah. What about Melly and the others? I need to... I'll go. Alright, thanks, Ray. I'll take my leave. We told our story. There's no other reason for me to stick around. I know this is a hard time for all of us. But I need to check on Grace. Goodbye, Hex. It's getting late. There's always a room for you upstairs if you get tired, Lynn. It's fine. I'll keep you company. Things must be really dire if you're offering that. Why do you say that? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Or what do they say? No. Not why do you say that. Oh, goodness. Oh. Welcome, keep it. Okay, silence. Where's the others? Boy's outside with Una. She's trying to calm him down. We didn't want him to throw up in your tavern. Did he have a panic attack? I hope Tia isn't giving him too hard of a time about it. Oh no. She isn't, right? No. Where is she then? Gone. She's gone. She left? No, she's dead. Oh gosh. Tia can't be dead. You're right. She's way too stubborn to die. Well, she did. I'm sorry, that's awful? Yeah, you don't have to tell us that. Is anyone else? No, we got away before anyone else went down. That's good. What about Fable? Did you see them there? In the chasm, maybe? No, we didn't find them. Though... What? I found a bunch of broken arrows not too far from the portal. They were all engraved with pretty flowers. I think they were there. They just didn't... come back? I hope they're okay. Maybe with a drink they would have been okay. What do you mean? You didn't make them a drink and keep? We had a bit of a fight. So you willfully endangered them? I had hoped it would stop them from going. Nothing could ever stop Fable from helping people, you idiot. I realize that now. You should thank the dragons I care more about my friend's eardrums than I care about yelling at you. I already regret it well enough, don't you worry. You better. If anything happened to them... If they end up like Alethea, I know, me too. We shouldn't have left without her. Her body wasn't exactly cooperative. We couldn't have taken it with us if we tried. Don't call her that. What? And it. Play. He's right, have some respect. I'm just saying. Well, stop saying it. All right, you three, calm down. No need to spill more blood. Please tell us what happened. What does it matter? We abandoned her. That's what happened. We didn't do that. We sure abandoned the world. Our angel will be disappointed in us. It's not like we had much of a choice. You would say that, wouldn't you? What's that supposed to mean? You always run. Of course you wouldn't choose anything else. I ran because I have something to get back to, Clay. So did she. Okay, how about a drink for calming all those nerves? No. Time and place. I'll take one. Need to tell you what happened after all, even though I rather wouldn't. Got anything to make that easier? I'm running out of secrets, though. Don't worry, there's no need for trading today. I don't have anything to wash away the regret. But maybe I can get you something to make the words flow easier? Okay. That's probably... what, the spoken heart? Yeah. Oop, come on. Order up! Here. Thanks for this little taste of normalcy. So I don't really know what to ask. Did you stop him? No. Oh. He was faster than us somehow. Melly and Baya drew us a map to the portal so we could get there quickly, but when we arrived, we found a note stapled to a tree. It read, "If you value your lives, go home." He knew you were coming? Apparently, Jade and Tia argued about what to do, but we didn't exactly have a lot of options. So we went after him, right into the Twilight Chasm. It was calling it the Realm of Nightmares. Seems like an understatement in retrospect. Wouldn't have made it without Voy. And Tia's light. And Tia's light. We ran into the Necromancer on his way back. Didn't even catch him before he got to Ur. He looked unharmed. It's ridiculous how easy it must have been for him. In his hands he held an axe shaped like a dragon's tail and pulsating with magical energy. It was smaller than I thought it would be. Magic weapons tend to be size adjustable. Oh, right. Maybe we would have stood a chance if we hadn't walked right into a cluster of nightmare creatures. I thought maybe they'd be a good distraction for him too, but the Necromancer called on them for aid in the chasm's tongue. Voy said he promised them freedom and endless nightmares. And just like that, they sided with him, and we were up against a Necromancer, a God's Axe, and a horde of monsters. We thought we were faster than even his new army. So we quickly cornered him and thought we would stand a fighting chance, but that magic jerk cast some sort of slow spell on us. Not even one round in, and we were reduced to our normal speed. At least we still had some defense. Tia was right. It helped protect us against a lot of blows we might not have survived otherwise. But we were still losing ground, not to mention the battle. He pushed us back towards the edge of the Twilight Chasm and the portal we had entered from. He almost got Voy at that point. Voy had just played some sick solo that momentarily charmed one of the monsters away from Clay when an axe landed in his shoulder. He was on the ground before any of us could get to him, and then the Necromancer just stopped, stared down at him like he was looking at a ghost. Maybe Voy reminded him of something. Maybe his dead-ass heart? Maybe. It gave me enough time to pull Boy away and through the portal back to the moon pools. It's true, you know. You can see all of the 7 moons reflected in their clear waters at once. It would have looked beautiful if it hadn't been for all of the blood. And for all the monsters swarming us left and right. We were trying to cut them down, but every time we killed one, he would just bring them back. Over and over and over again. And then, Clay finally found an opening. He cut down 4 creatures at once and got through to the necromancer, who was preoccupied with resurrecting a fallen giant. It should have been an easy hit, but Clay got reckless. That's when I saw the necromancer smile. Saw him notice Clay approaching. I tried to call out, but I wasn't fast enough. Just when Clay got within reach, the necromancer swung with his axe, and it should have killed me. It should have killed me. I'm glad it didn't. Don't be. The axe hit Tia right in the chest as she shielded Clay with her body. She moved so fast. I think when she saw Clay in danger, she finally managed to break out of the slow spell. I saw she wanted to protect him, so I pushed Clay out of the necromancer's way. And as Tia lay there, her body in the pool of the Esper Moon's light, he brought the axe down again. You shouldn't have pushed me. She died to save you. I had to honor that. We might have been able to save her from dying if you hadn't. I wish that was true, too. We should have shielded her body, so we could have revived her. I think that would have been a little hard to do now. Why is that? When she fell, the necromancer brought her back. Just raised her up like a puppet, like it was nothing. She was looking right at me. She looked so sad because I didn't save her. Why couldn't I save her? When I saw an undead Tia rise to her feet, her weapon and shield leveled at us, I knew we had to run. I couldn't risk losing anyone else. I call out for all of us to flee. Jade didn't want to leave until Voy started pleading with her, while he was almost bleeding out. She helped me pull Clay away. I still think it was wrong. It was. I'm gonna say it wasn't. Dave made the right choice. There would have been no point in losing you all, too. Agreed. At least y'all got to live. After that, we made our way back here. We didn't know where else to go. I'm glad you all made it back, but I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Why did we have to? Why didn't Cassiopeia save us? Save her. The dragons are neutral. The dragons are shit? Sure are. The real shit is the madman who killed her. We have to go back. I don't think that's a good idea, bud. We have to. We have to retrieve her body. He can't have her. Now he can use her to navigate that stupid portal, and she would hate that. She would hate being turned into another monster he can use. If we can't get her back, we at least have to bring her here, to give her a proper burial. We can't do that, Clay. We don't even know where they are right now. If we had stayed, we might. But we didn't. Thanks to you. But it is what it is, right? You say we can't go back, so we can't change anything. We screwed up. We played right into his hands. All this power and strength and magic, and we didn't change anything. Hold on. I'm sure you did your best. What's the point of doing that if it doesn't save anyone? I can't even feel her anymore. The bracelet, it's just empty. There's just an absence where Tia should be. I feel like if we had just done something different. If I had been more stubborn. I don't know if you could have changed anything. Why do you sound so sure of that? I think the necromancer, I think he heard everything. What you planned, I mean. How could that even be possible? After you left the jackdaw near my window, I think it was a spy, and it heard everything. What? How does that even happen? How did you not notice that? I don't know. I'm sorry. All I'm saying is, it's not your fault the plan failed. He outsmarted us. All of us. So there's nothing we could have done. That can't be right. What's the point of all of this then? If he knows everything, then we might as well give up. He has Ur's axe. He has an army of nightmare creatures and more. And she's gone. The only person who'd know what to do is gone. And we don't have a magic greatsword either. You've got to be kidding me. What? Magic claim was put out by the flood. Damn. So we've lost. It's over. Not yet. He hasn't won yet either. Even if it feels like he has. We're still here, so we can still fight. We can still stand in his way. Hope will only abandon us if we let it. You're right. Us giving up, that's not what she would have wanted. What she would have wanted was to live, to get a chance to be more than some pointless martyr. I want her back. Clay. No, I don't want to hear anything else from you. You didn't even notice a spying bird near Tavern. Or maybe you did. Who knows? You're dishonest with us all the time. Do you even really care about any of this? Of course I care. I care more than you could ever imagine. I wish I could bring her back too, Clay. Well, can you? No. What help are you then? Screw this. I'm done hearing excuses, and I'm done pretending we'll make it through this. Clay, please stay. Can I have one of those drinks now? Don't want to go after him? If I was him, I'd kill all of us, so no. What kind of drink do you want? I don't know, something fast maybe. Didn't help with the fight, but might help my stomach. It's worth a shot, I guess. I want to see where we're on our quest list here. I think there should be one more quest after this one, so we've completed 2. Okay. Drinks. Oops, drinks. Alright, let's see. No, not that one. Nope. Is this the only one that has? It is, okay. Alright, order up. Fast and quick. Just how I like it. What kind of drinks did she like? Defense, all the way. Adds up. Oh, what's happened? Oh, end. Alright, well I guess I'm going to call it here. That's kind of a sudden ending. Usually it ends the day and whatnot. But alright, I guess we'll call it here for the day, but we will revisit next Sunday morning.